So there are a lot of talks about being you, being real. And what does that fucking mean? People use it all the time, right? On commercials, everyday life, in music, in writings, in commercial products. Why? Because it fucking sells so good. Why does it sell so good? Why do people want to be real and be themselves? But you know, very few deliver it. Very few embody it. So in this world, the real will recognize the real. There's a saying, right? But the fake will be triggered by the real. So when you're trying to be the real, what's going to happen? A lot of those fakes who are now going to feel triggered by your movement upward, you trying to grow. They're going to be like, don't leave me behind. Stay where we are. Stay where you used to be and bring you down. Try to take you down. They're going to create stories where you become the fucking villain. You become the fucking whatever in their narratives and stories, because now they're feeling threatened that you're moving upward, that you're growing out of old stuff, and they feel like they're left behind. The fakes, the attacks, energetically. So that's the world we live in. So what are you going to do? Are you going to stay real or be real or stay fake, be fake? It's up to you. But why is it important to be real and join the real, so to speak, in human language sense? Because it's going to fucking raise your vibration. And what happens when you raise your vibration? You raise vibration at this time. You align with the frequency of the new earth that's in constant rising of the frequency. That's how you join new earth. That's why it's so fucking important right now to find your real self or be real. And what do you mean by that, right? I don't fucking know how to be real. I don't fucking got any ideas to be myself. Well, if that's the narrative that you have, then you can stop choosing to complain and blame the situation right now and take ownership, meaning take accountability. I'm gonna get to know myself. I'm gonna do this now. We call it determination, right? You're gonna choose to invest your time and energy befriending you, basically. That's what it means, going inward. Befriending, getting to know yourself. Why? Because all your life, you've been programmed, conditioned, pressured, intimidated to abandon yourself and choose others over you. Your parents, teachers, professors, your bosses, school, family, work, everywhere. They wanted you to conform. They wanted you to stay hiding in your shadow. Be afraid to be yourself. Be afraid to express who you are. Be afraid to speak your own voice. You know what I mean? So that's in your subconscious. So how is it going to play out? It's going to play out in every aspect of your life. Your relationship with things, your relationship with humans, your relationship with places, everything. That's how energy works. That's why they want you to stay there. You know what I mean? The matrix. So you're going to start investing. Prioritize choosing you over others. And others are going to get what? Not happy about it. Why? Because it's triggering them. The fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. Now that person is rejecting me, abandoning me, they're bullying me, all the shitty stuff, the narratives, to keep them in a victim state, right? Or they're the bad person, so they make you the good, they make themselves the good person to feel better. And all those cycles and patterns, they're going to start repeating unless they are aware of them. And they are aware that they've been identifying with them. So you're going to befriend yourself. And what do you do when you're going to befriend yourself? You give your full attention. Make them feel heard, make them feel seen. But you're not trying to make them, but you're just doing it. And they feel it. That's a real fucking connection, right? And in that energy, you're going to be feeling safe to be who you are. Share your truth. Not put up your guard and hide and all of that. You grew up feeling unsafe, feeling insecure. So that's what we learned. So you're going to start to get to know yourself, discover yourself, allow yourself to explore stuff that you used to find interesting when you were a little kid, before all this conditioning and programming took a heavy toll on you. That's what we mean by start healing your inner child, freeing your inner child. And then the inner child who is full of light will now come to the foreground. And then you're going to rejoice. And then you're going to what? Be playful, be loving, be kind, because your heart is fucking open. And you feel like you deserve the love. Before, others were constantly criticizing you. Not enough. You're not good enough. You know, all those stuff. So now you are tied to other people's validations. You chase after their praise. And you hate to feel like they are not liking you. They are rejecting you. They are abandoning you. So you start pleasing. You start conforming. You start giving in. So to end that pattern, well, say no to the old ways and create the new way for you. That's going to help you grow. That's going to help you get out of that feeling stuck or stagnation. And in the midst of it, you have to say goodbye to the old people, relationship, jobs, places, habits, patterns, emotions, narratives, all this stuff. And especially people will be very challenging. You might have to let go of a few, or all of them, 100%. You see, you have thousands and thousands of moms and dads in many different lifetimes. Just a role, but we have emotional attachment. So it is important to detach yourself, to see through the veils, see through the BS, see through the abuse and toxicity in order to discern. So you can continue to choose your fucking self over others and not react to their stories, them feeling triggered by you growing. You know what I mean? So just understand this game from a higher perspective. The role that you are so attached to, the role that they are so attached to, now we are so identified with, is just a game. So you go into your higher self, you start noticing things, and then one by one, you move forward, one by one, step by step. It's not going to happen overnight. No one's going to praise you, but you got to praise yourself for constantly choosing yourself over others. So that's a journey. That's why one needs to be in solitude at times. Total seclusion from others, meaning disturbances, distractions, so you can fully focus on befriending yourself. So you can tune in, listen to the stories of pain and traumas, so they feel heard and seen by you. That's how you heal and release them and start to recognize the light within you that's been hiding behind the shadow. And all the people who are trying to be in your light, take your energy. So that's just a game on earth. And it takes a lot of your bravery, courage, strength, because there are going to be a lot of distractions. There are going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen energetically to prevent you from moving upward, prevent you from finding yourself, prevent you from expressing who you are, prevent you from speaking yourself, prevent you from simply be yourself. Imagine the feeling when you can just be yourself, feeling safe. We never did in this day and age, in this society on earth, not just this lifetime, in many other lifetimes. But now, at this time, in the year 2026, things are different. That's why we are fucking here. That's why we talk about Ascension all the time, the new earth all the time, if you resonate. You can know all these things about new earth and information and what's going on, but if you're not embodying something within you that is real, the essence, well, I'm just telling you the truth, the facts. The alignment with new earth frequency is not going to happen. So, it's important that you stop talking the talk, that you just simply walk the walk. Stay determined, focused, committed, devoted, dedicated. Why? Because there are going to be times where you feel like nothing's happening, or one attack after another, or simply other energies distracting your mind, making you believe, making you go to old beliefs and narratives, and making you feel confused whether what you're doing is right and whether you're on the right path, and questioning yourself. You know what I mean? It's all of it. But you know the reason why you're here? You're here because you're fucking qualified to be here. You knew, your soul knew what they needed to go through before they came here, and they knew they could go through this. That's why you were invited in the first place, and then now you're here. So what does that imply? That implies, that indicates, that tells you that you're fucking capable of going through all that hell and back, so called, in human life. That's why the term is used so commonly and often among people, right? I rise from the dead. I went through hell and back. Everybody did, to a different degree, because the earth frequency was hell, but now the energies available is different. So we can what? Be the heaven on earth, no longer hell. You know what I mean? So let's keep on going. If you haven't started, do not compare and compete. It's never too late. Never, ever. So start now. Peace.